guys. First, I want to thank the people that came out today. I mean, this is the worst blizzard I've been a part of in my 10 years, and to have those guys weather the storm and come out and help us out. I mean, Washington played better than us today, and but I was thankful for the crowd that showed up. It gave us some energy. The last 7 minutes, our guys played their tails off, but you can't spot a team like this, that kind of points, and try to come back. And I just thought we had some makeable shots. I looked at all the missed shots in the first half, makeable shots by everybody. You got to make more shots, but again, it's our defense that, has to, hold the day for us, and 79 points just too much. And Steinbach, like first-round draft pick, he's all that, and he really dominated, on the interior and did some really good things for him. So congratulations to Washington. We got a lot to play for, and we need to, bounce back and stop taking the step backwards and keep trying to move forward.
Jared, Steve, what happened inside? Outscored 40-24 in the paint, and why'd you only play Big E 10 minutes?
I mean, Darren, I was playing Darren at the 5 spot. I thought he gave us some more energy, and obviously he had a great game. He had 17 points, got to the free throw line, and I like Bryce's energy. He was fouling, tough matchup for him too, but Steinbach, he's a problem. He's a first-round pick. I knew it. I watched all the film. He's leading the nation in offensive rebounds. He only got 3 today. He's averaging 4.2. But we just have to have better minutes from all of our guys, and that's how we went about it.
Seems like there's been too many games this year where kind of that midway point of the second half, teams start to pull away, and then you guys, like you said, bring that energy in the last few minutes. I guess what's keeping this team from stretching that energy out and kind of containing it?
It was the first half. It's been consistency, all year, and that. And, the first half we got down, and we had a chance to even cut that lead. We screwed up a couple fast break layups that we needed to convert on, and you just have to play better, and you have to make the makeable shots. And I thought we had some, but just defensively, I haven't these guys have shown signs, and they've really, done a good job. Now, I will tell you, Washington's very talented. Wesley Yates was a problem for us last year. Diallo can really get it going. And then, Peterson's a dangerous shooter, so they got some answers. And obviously Steinbach is a problem, and he hasn't just been a problem for Rutgers. He's been a problem for everybody.
Steve, what was it like to coach against Lath and Somerville, and how do you guys think you did against them on both ends?
Yeah, I mean, Steinbach, I love Lathan. He's an awesome kid, but, we have to play better, and Steinbach was, a real problem for us, for sure.
You guys get 6 points between Big E and Bryce. Seems like an issue this season getting.
Well, I mean, June played the 5 spot too, so I don't know. He played a lot of the 5, and we sometimes try to take advantage of his speed and quickness and his strength. So he played some at that 5 spot too.
You guys go on the road now to play Maryland, who you beat here, and Michigan State, who you had that tough game against. What do you kind of want to see before you come back for that last game?
I want us to take that step like we did, a couple weeks ago. We were moving in an unbelievable direction, like with the way we were defended and the way we were connected. We got to get back to that. And, we're young, and you see the improvements in some of these guys, and we just got to become, more consistent as a unit doing those things. And that's where we've really, struggled all year long. And, just with consistency and how we play, and consistency in our defense, and consistency in our ability to score, and again, we scored 72 points tonight. Our defense has got to hold us, to a lower number than that, and that's where we've struggled.
Steve, what do you think of the way you pressed, and are you fully trusting of your press at this point, or is there a lot more to be done there?
Well, I mean, when we get to the free throw line, it helps. So when you're able to press there, there is some more work to be done. There's certain lineups I like. I like to press. I don't always have those lineups in all the time. But sometimes those lineups are small, and they give up more rebounding problems, and they give you some half-court problems. So, your full-court team isn't always your best half-court team, too. And unfortunately, you got to be both sometimes. But, at times when we can get into our pressing, these guys get it kind of, but you can't spot teams, Jerry. That's the problem. You can't spot them and then hope your press, saves you at the end. That's what we can't do, but we have improved in our pressure defense, and, it's become a tool for us.
What do you think of the way Lino's played since he's come back from his back injury? What's he shown you?
I mean, I will tell you, our freshmen have shown real signs of improvement, and I'm proud of Lino. Like he's, putting pressure on the rim. He's finishing at the rim. He's making free throws. He's practicing better. Like I'm proud of his. Like sometimes as a coach, you saw what he was at the beginning, and now, he's watching more film and he. Getting a good understanding of what he needs to do, and he was finishing against some trees tonight too, some big guys. So I'm proud of the way he's kind of come through this, and heading into the future for us is a bright thing if he can keep on, heading in that direction. And I got tremendous confidence in him, and I'm running plays for him down the stretch, and but he's been practicing. Like you show up at our practices and you write his name down, so it's been a really good thing. See.
Coach, what do you like about the effort from your guards around the glass in today's game?
Yeah, I mean, again, we're a team rebound. Like everyone's got to chip in. The numbers weren't great on the glass for any of our guys. I mean, Mike stuck his nose in there. He's always sticking his nose in there and getting a few for us. I mean, they have to, but the other day they didn't get us any rebounds. Tariq got 0 and Mike had 0. Like, I appreciate the 6, but need 4 every night, type of a deal. So, guards have to help us, especially when you play teams that, take a lot of long shots that equates to long rebounds, and your guards are always in those long rebounding areas. So, we got to continue to get better. It's something we emphasize every day. We can't spend any more time on rebounding than we have, and I know they know. And when we do out rebound teams, we win. So it's a really key part of getting a W in this league.
Last one for Coach,
A couple, if you don't mind. What's the thought process playing Dennis and Chris in the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, foul trouble. Bryce fouled out of the game, and Chris is an athletic guy, and he's the best at the top of our 55. So, like, he's the best in our pressure. So, we were in full pressure zone there. And, I just thought Dennis could step out and make a 3 against their zone and do that kind. And he's been practicing well. So when you're down that many points, you try some different things. And, he deserves a shot at it. And, he went in and gave us some good minutes. Both those guys did. So I'm pleased with their minutes.
Another game of a lot of non-rim twos. Is that shot selection coached? Is that just guys taking?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I'll watch the tape, but I saw a lot of really makeable shots, and I feel confident KP when he shoots the ball and when Haroon, but I felt really confident, and the guys getting layups, and we missed a lot of free throws today, so it wasn't as much about that as about our defense. Like we scored plenty of points, even though we didn't play offense the way I would like us to the whole night, but, you got to be able to win a game, scoring 72 in this league at home.
Thank you, guys.
Jerry, thank you, guys. Thanks for coming out in the snow.